Hey everybody, Cloud9 here, and I've been talking about this kit with a couple of people. They've been asking questions about it, and so I thought I would do an inbox review because this is one kit I've been waiting for a while now, and it is Revell's 1/32 scale Spitfire Mark II, and the Mark I and Mark II Spitfire are my favorite Spitfires of all time. It's just my favorite variant of this plane, and yeah, this one finally came to North America. I know it's been out in Europe for a little while, probably since the summer, but I know it's kind of had a delayed American release, but it's out here now. And one of the questions people are asking is how is it compared to the Tamiya one, but I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, it's got this nice box art on here, and on the bottom we got a couple pictures here of the finished model. It looks pretty good. Lots of detail on it so far. And on the back of the box, the box of the back, I don't really know why Revell does this. They put these ads for all their new models. I'd rather see pictures of the aircraft, but whatever. That's their deal. I only paid about $26 for this kit. And yeah, for a new tooled model, about 26 bucks in 32nd scale, that's an awesome deal. So we get a couple bags here. Let me just push this one here to the side, open up the first one, and with the first one, I guess I should section these. We have the two fuselage halves, and they have really nice detail on them. There's lots of rivet detail. There's a bit of cockpit detail on the inside. It's mostly pre-built stuff that you're gonna put in here later. It's this nice thick light gray plastic that Revell produces, and I believe this is like one of these newer kits that are like engineered with a computer. Because the rivet detail is nice. It's like it's very I don't know what to say, well calculated, well placed, what have you. But the rivet holes are way too big, and it's probably only noticeable because it's not painted. I'm betting once it's painted, they'll probably just disappear. I had the same sort of thing with the Tamiya Zero, so I'm not too worried about that because you don't see the rivets, on a regular aircraft unless you get up close. Here's the bottom half of the wing, and it's again beautifully detailed. They put a lot of little stuff in here. You have to put on the filters here on the bottom. This is for the intake here. And it looks like the wingtips are cut off. So it looks like by just guessing, I'm betting that there's going to be a Mark V release. And possibly an African themed one. That's usually where they had the clipped wingtips. So that'll be interesting if that actually happens and that comes out, because that'll be cool. And here's the other sides of the wings, and they're just these short little stubs compared to the rest of it, but again, they have nice detail. And one of the things that some people were commenting about, I guess, was that the gun bays are not removable. You have to actually cut them out, but they don't include any guns, and if you're wanting to put gun bays in, you're gonna go do that on your own, so there's really not much there to it. Again, really nice detail. The rivets on this one, on the wings, they look a lot nicer than the fuselage. So, and taking a look here at the next bag. Okay, whoop. Drop that one there. So I might as well start with this one. It's the spinner and a couple of the other little components for the aircraft. Not sure where all of them go. The spinner is kind of weird. On the instructions, there's these little rectangles around it, and you're supposed to file them off. I've actually never seen those on any Spitfire. The point is, I don't know, the point is kind of weird on it because instead of curving, it kind of curves and goes out. Maybe it's just an optical illusion though, because it very well could be. I don't know. That looks good anyways, and you have to put each of the propellers on there. So the next part here is, here's part of the I forgot what the heck do you even call that. This goes on the front of the cowling here, and we've got the landing gear. We've got the exhaust. Unfortunately, the exhausts are molded in 2 pieces, so cleaning them up is going to be a little bit more of a chore than I would have liked, but that's easily manageable by any means. And here we have, yeah, this is a lot of the control surfaces here. These go on the wings. They've got nice detail on them. We've got a chair we have to put together. This is the floorboards for the cockpit. And here's, this is the part of the back where the chair is attached to. And here's the control panel, and that looks pretty good. They've got a lot of detail in this little control panel, so you're going to have quite a bit of fun with that. And in general, there's just a lot of pieces to this cockpit. Like, they're giving you a lot of stuff to paint up in here. Like, all this right here is basically cockpit pieces, and it's really nice stuff. It's all the controls, and here's like the throttle and stuff like that. Here's for the landing gear. Very, very nice detailed. They've done an excellent job at that. And this is the last piece here. You can see we have the wingtips, and they look very nice. We've got all the control surfaces, the ailerons and the flaps, and here's the tail. One interesting thing, however, is the ailerons on the back. These are very, very late version ones. You're supposed to, they've given you a little line here. You're supposed to cut them off to fit this Battle of Britain era Spitfire, but what's really weird about them is these really weren't seen until like the Mark 8 and Mark 9, at which point, the Spitfire had changed a lot. So this version of the Spitfire, it wouldn't really matter because the nose was about to here because they had a new engine put in it. So it's just kind of, I'm just wondering what's coming that's going to need these ailerons on here. It's going to be really interesting to see that. Here's the walls for the cockpit. Here's the wheel bay wells there. And again, lots of nice, crisp, clean detail out of all that. So the last one here, this is the wheels and the propeller blades. You get a couple of them in here. And these are for the intakes as well as the foot pedals. I just haven't opened that because it's just a small packet. And here we have the windscreen parts. Really nice and clear pieces. However, Revell does something kind of weird with this kit. I've never seen this done before, so I don't know if this is like a standard thing. But I'll just point it out here on the box art. Is the front window screen here is this rounded piece, and then you have this piece that extrudes out, and that's the bulletproof window. And these are 2 parts, and I'm hoping that putting the 2 together won't distort anything in the front that you'll see here, but that's kind of my fear. I don't really know why they didn't just mold it in one nice clear piece like they did the rest of them, because like I said, it's very nice and clear, but I'm optimistic that it's going to be, just fine. You get a bunch of other little clear parts for like the gun sights and a whole bunch of other little pieces like that. So this is pretty cool too. And let's turn this over here. I'm going to pull out the decals, if I can. There we go. So taking a look at the instructions here. Most of the instructions are for the cockpit. A lot of the construction of this kit is just the cockpit, and it fits really well. It's it looks to be like a really sophisticated build, and it's kind of the thing that you're probably going to want to have, the window pulled back and maybe even the door down, which you can do, to show off the cockpit, and something you might want to add a little bit extra into. It does not come with seat belts or even seat belts molded in, so you might have to look elsewhere for that. And the other thing it doesn't come with is a pilot. I'm going to add a pilot. I have one from the Tamiya Spitfire that I'm going to add into this one. So nice, easy to read. Decals here. The prints are just, again, really clear. You're not going to have any problem with them. Quite a bit of stencils that you get to put down. It's typical Spitfire, so you know, that's all fairly standard. And taking a look at the decals. One of the things, I don't know if I've ever addressed this, people ask what's this wax paper for, and it's to protect the decals from sticking to stuff. You know, so if you look at it, you get a piece of free tracing paper. But yeah, here's the decals. I don't know, I've never used decals like this before. Like usually when I run my hands on a decal, I can feel it being, you know, pretty flat. Sometimes you can feel it being a little raised. These are really raised up, and they're kind of flat. So I don't know how well they're going to react to gloss finishes, to solvents, or anything. I'm kind of nervous about it, to be honest, because like I said, I think these are a new kind of decal that I've never tried before. And it gives you a really, really well done cockpit dashboard there. It looks incredible, guys. So you just get these two pieces to decal on in there. The only thing I am worried about with these is getting them to conform properly to, you know, these pieces here, because they're pretty well raised up. So I'm hoping, really hoping that these decals will just sit down and conform as well as I'd like. So the big question is, how is this kit compared to the Tamiya Spitfire? I just finished the Tamiya Spitfire, guys, and the Tamiya Spitfire is one of the best kits I have ever built. And to compare this one to the Tamiya Spitfire would be just wrong to do, because this is a really awesome kit, especially for the price, guys. This is an amazing price. 25 to 30 bucks for this. You're getting an amazing Spitfire with a lot of fun that you're going to have when you're building this. So don't compare it to the Tamiya one at all. This is way out of Tamiya's league and detail that Tamiya put into their Spitfire compared. But a lot of the things are similar to the Tamiya one, like the cockpit, and a lot of the construction is again, very similar. But don't worry about it, because this is a fantastic kit. And if you've been wondering whether or not to buy this one, go and get it. You will have a blast. And it's just a great looking kit. I'm really excited to get started building this one. I don't usually do in-box reviews like this. I don't really know if people like them too much, but some people were asking me about this kit, so I thought I would do it. But yeah, this is Revell's new tooled Spitfire. It's been kind of a long time coming. They've been advertising it for about 2 years, and it's finally out, and it's amazing, guys. This is a really fantastic kit, and I can't wait to see what Revell is going to do with the rest of these spare parts in here. It's going to be a really cool surprise. So, everyone, thanks for watching. This is Revell's at Cloud9. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later.